Yeah, of course I will change to become vegan.
I'm vegan.
Don't kill animals. Thank you, don't kill animals.
Why are my taste buds more important than an animal's life?
Today I'm in the beautiful city of Sydney with my sign that says, sit down and talk to me for 5 minutes and I will donate $10 to charity. So every time someone sits down to talk to me, I'll be donating $10 to the Against Malaria Foundation. Today's statement that I'm going to be asking people to respond to is animal cruelty should not be illegal. We're going to be trying to use a little bit of reverse psychology to show that if you truly think animal cruelty should be illegal, there's no way you can logically come to the conclusion that you should in fact be eating them or their products. They broke eye contact, abort mission, I bought it right now. Nope, okay, nope, she broke eye contact too. That's okay. I've made eye contact with at least 7 people so far. That's like more people than in my whole life before this. I'm gonna give you a statement, and it's like a thought experiment. My statement is, animal cruelty should not be illegal.
I like eating meat, but like at the same time, like I kind of feel bad for like the animals. I can't really justify that. I wanted it to be like we can eat meat while animals are like we can't kill animals, you know? I can't explain it
Like you can't have the meat without killing the animal.
Yeah, basically,
Right.
exactly,
Yeah, cool. So my question is, we don't like animal cruelty.
No, we don't.
Based off of what you said.
Yeah, we don't.
Yet, when we purchase eggs, objectively speaking, we're paying someone to throw a chicken in a blender.
Yeah.
Yet, when we purchase milk, we're paying someone to take a baby boy cow who's really, in any way that matters, no different from a puppy, away from their mother and potentially sledgehammer them to death, but more often than not, send them to a slaughterhouse to be electrocuted and stabbed in the throat. How do we pay for these things to happen, but also say we don't contribute to animal cruelty?
I'm gonna be straight up honest, I actually really don't know. I haven't really thought about these kind of stuff, you know? I really don't know.
And that's perfectly fine, dude. Is there any timeline in the future for you where you stop paying for those things?
Yeah, of course, I will stop eating meat and be vegan.
If it helps, I've been vegan for almost 9 years now and I'm not dead. So you can do it. It can be done. Go home, watch Dominion.
I can watch this on YouTube.
Yes.
I'll watch it when I get home. I grew up eating meat. Like, yeah, of course I will change to become vegan.
Beautiful. Nice chat. See you, dude. Thank you. I noticed over here we said that, how are we gonna eat, right? So do you think that we do have the capacity to get all of our nutrients from a plant-based diet?
Not enough.
Which ones do you think that you can't get?
Like meat and stuff.
What particular nutrients in meat do you think you can't get from a plant-based diet?
Protein, iron.
Protein and iron?
You get that from mushrooms, broccoli, all that stuff.
We have a hand up over here.
TikTok famous.
So if you want, you can't have my hat. Sorry, dude.
Are we gonna be famous when we're older?
Maybe.
Can I say hi in your mic? Hi! Don't kill animals. Thank you, don't kill animals.
Thanks for letting them do that. That's really cool.
Can I have your sunglasses?
You can't have my sunglasses. Sorry, buddy.
They don't need to be killed for milk, but they need to be killed for meat. Yeah.
If we don't kill them for milk, if we don't do something with those baby boy calves, we're left in a situation where we're having to pay to keep them alive. Yeah, exactly. So the dairy industry necessarily leads into that meat industry, right? So the boys are taken and they are essentially killed and sold for veal, or they are raised and sold for meat at the end. That means that we are sending them to a slaughterhouse where we have things that we would generally consider to be animal cruelty happen when there is no necessity to consume these products in the first place. It's like we have to pick one. We have to say animal cruelty is okay even if it's not necessary because I like the taste of meat or milk or eggs, or animal cruelty is not good and therefore I'll stop contributing to it.
So killing animals for food, I think, is acceptable because we have to survive at the end of the day.
Yeah. My question to you is, do you think we have to eat meat, milk and eggs to survive?
Don't have
That's
to.
a no.
No, but obviously it's a preference and it's part of an industry, because if you get rid of one, then you're killing another type of industry, aren't you? You know?
Yeah.
So like you said, you're killing part of the dairy industry, you know? So, and the economy.
I'm just going to repeat back to you what you said and see if I've got that right. It's not necessary to consume these products. Like, we don't need meat, milk and eggs, but if we were to eliminate these industries, people would be out of the job.
Industries would be closing down.
Yep.
The economy would be completely affected.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is why, like, one of the proposed solutions is when we go to the shop and we pay for meat, dairy, and eggs, they don't cost as much as they actually cost because the government props them up with all these subsidies, right? The government kind of pays them money to cover any potential losses that they might have. So one proposed theory that we could do is, instead of just completely eliminating these industries, right? Instead of saying, look, let's just get rid of meat, dairy, and eggs, farmers, good luck, have fun, you know, you're probably going to be homeless now. We can actually transition these subsidies that we use and say, look, we're going to actually help the dairy farmers and the meat farmers to transition and instead you can become plant farmers. So you can still use the same skill sets that you have, but just in a different industry, still feeding everybody, still making money, still having a job, and we'll assist you in doing that. But before we get there, I guess they need the motivation, and they need to see that the people want to do that in the first place. And how do they see that? Usually by who's buying what, or who's paying for what. Do you have any thoughts on what I just said there?
How would they transition into a new job?
Yeah, good question. Let's go with a hypothetical. Let's say that there's no other potential employment for the people in the slaughterhouse, right? We're left with a situation where we have to ask, what is more important? Think about what we're weighing up. So on the one hand, it's absolute immense levels of animal cruelty. And on the other hand, it's the jobs of maybe a few 100,000 people, a few million people. And not that that's a small thing, but if we have to decide which ones to sacrifice, one is clearly worse than the other. Even if jobs are really difficult, it's up to you to weigh up what's worse, electrocuting and stabbing to death a 30-day-old animal that doesn't have to be killed for any nutritional purpose, or someone maybe being assisted by an unemployment service while they try to find a job. That's up to you to make up your mind on.
The unnecessary animal cruelty should be illegal.
Usually when I ask people to define animal cruelty, it's like, what is animal cruelty? It's hurting an animal unnecessarily. But I'd argue that's exactly what we're doing.
And I mean, there's places in the world, countries that don't have any meat or dairy, and they survive and grow old very naturally.
Sometimes it is necessary to, because otherwise the population would get too high.
We need to farm animals, otherwise they'll go out of control, right? But then we have to think about, how are these populations actually growing in the first place? What's happening is it's called artificial insemination. So the farmers will actually intentionally take the stuff from the male and insert it into the female to get exactly how many animals they want. So the reality is, if these industries were to stop, we wouldn't just release these animals into the wild and they'd be breeding like crazy. The unfortunate reality is most of them would probably be killed, but then the farmers would just stop breeding them for the purpose of making money.
I think animal cruelty should, of course, be illegal. The first thing that's coming to mind is how we define animal cruelty.
Fantastic.
Like, it's sort of, at the moment, what we think is like some inhumane method, someone strangling, like a cat or something, or throwing him into a river. Like, yes, that's animal cruelty, but I mean, like, stealing calves from cows, every single day, and that's not animal cruelty. We need to broaden our definition of what we see as cruelty.
Man, you beat me to the punch, dude. You know that's where I'm going with this.
Yeah, man,
cool.
That's where I'm going with this. As soon as you started, I was like, sick, man, cool. I've been vegan for about 4 years, 5 years. Yeah, man.
I can tell you've had these conversations like over and over again, because you segued into that perfectly.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
Right in. I had a lot of practice. Yeah. How long have you been vegan for?
About 8.5 years now.
Nice, man. Cool.
Yourself? 5 years, you said?
5 years. I had already been like a little bit on the fence because I just love animals, and I was like, I feel like this is something I should do. But Earthling Ed?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
He was doing some Earthling Ed vibes.
I had it first. He's got my vibes.
Yeah.
The thing that really got me over is, why are my taste buds more important than an animal's life? That's what did it for me to become vegan. I was like, oh yeah, of course, my taste buds are not as important as a living, breathing thing. And yourself, did you have like a documentary or something like that like opened your eyes to it, or?
I kept posting things on social media. Look at this pig farm. It's so fucked up.
Yeah.
He just messaged me over and over again like, dude, you should go vegan. This makes sense. Have you tried going vegan? I was like, all right, should I like watch something? He sent me Earthlings, and I was like,
cool.
The next day I came out to my mom and I was like, I'm gonna be vegan.
Yeah.
And she was like, there's spaghetti bolognese in the fridge. And I was like, tomorrow I'm gonna be vegan.
I gave a lot of shit to vegans because I just thought it was funny. I didn't think much of it. I didn't hate them or anything. I just like, it's not for me.
Thank you so much. River, right?
Yeah, man.
Hectic.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Don't forget to smash that like button.
Fucking already subscribed, mate.
Hell yeah.
Subscribe, mate.